You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 601 for Sunday, the 28th of June, 2026.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jane.
Hello there, Michelle.
Let's move on to the podcast and this week's fun and games from us.
Go on then, what we got.
So on this day in Disney history, June the 28th, 1910, Disney artist, Imagineer and the third employee of WED Enterprises, Disney legend, Herbert Dickens Ryman was born in Vernon, Illinois.
Oh, bless.
Sadly, he passed away at the grand old age of 78 in February of 1989.
Oh.
We have so many things to thank him for. We are very thankful
Absolutely.
for everything you have done to contribute to the world of Disney.
Classic name in the world of Imagineering.
On this day in 1955, Walt Disney was busy penning a letter from his comfortable office to his employees and others who assisted on the creation of his new Anaheim Park, aka Disneyland. And he invited them to attend the grand debut on July the 17th. He was a tad worried about there not being enough guests in the theme park.
Don't think that was a problem in the end.
No, I gather not. So he basically said, I would like to cordially invite you and your family to participate with us in the thrill of the Disneyland premiere. Within the next few days, we will have your preview tickets available. They will be distributed to you at Disneyland, and we will assure you and your family of a wonderful afternoon as our guests on all the rides and amusements in Disneyland. I am sure your family will be as proud as your effort as all of us are. Sincerely, Walt Disney.
Aww. And if you were lucky enough to receive one of those letters, I hope you kept it.
Yeah, it would be worth a pretty penny, but also a nice souvenir to have.
Absolutely. Definitely one of those for the old memento box.
Yeah. 1975, sadder news, writer Rod Serling, best known for creating and hosting the TV show Twilight Zone, died at the age of just 50 following having open heart surgery.
Oh dear, that's not good. Not an age we want anybody to be passing out.
No, it is quite sad. And obviously the link to the Disney theme parks is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which we have his presence still in the two versions that are themed to the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Whether we will continue having them forever, we just don't know.
Only time will tell.
I would argue that you keep the best version, the Walt Disney World version.
Absolutely.
And perhaps if you are looking at doing anything with this attraction, you possibly look at doing the version in Disneyland Paris, because of where it's situated. It could quite easily be morphed into a numerous range of IPs, like they did in Disneyland to convert it into the amazing Guardians of the Galaxy incarnation.
Well, it is kind of in that right area, isn't it, over in DLP or Adventure World, as I keep trying to remind myself to call that park now.
Yeah, it's so difficult to remember, even I've been in it. Anyway, hopping along to 1987, and my princess, the wonderful Snow White, was gifted the 1,850th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And there were so many special guests invited to this event, including Mark Davis and Ward Kimball, including also the voice of Snow White, Adriana Casoletti.
Oh wow, lovely.
What an honour.
Absolutely. And rightly recognised.
Yeah, so we have had stars, we've had a birth, we've had a death, now we're going to have an opening. And on this day in 1988, Disney's Grand Floridian Beach Resort opened up.
Wow. You know what always surprises me about these openings is I never really fully appreciated when I first visited Disney World in 1991 just how soon it was after things like Grand Flow opened and MGM Studios particularly. It's I wish I'd known more about things back then. I would have perhaps had a greater appreciation during those early trips.
Yeah. It was the third of the Magic Kingdom monorail loop resorts to open. And a little bit of an interesting tidbit, Jane. Do you know who cut the ribbon in the opening dedication ceremony?
I have no idea, Michelle.
Well, obviously Michael Eisner and Frank Wells were there.
Yeah.
But Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson cut the ribbon.
Oh my goodness me. That just shows the era, doesn't it, that this was all happening in.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now, obviously, the name changed to the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa in 1997 when the hotel had its wonderful spa and health club added. So I thought I'd share that.
Yeah. So you forget, like I say, is that funny thing when you've been following Disney for as long as we both have, and you forget all these things had a starting point at some point, and it's kind of nice to remember when these things all came into being, and the people responsible for these things that we hold so dear to our hearts.
Yeah. So if you are in Walt Disney World as you are listening to this on Sunday, why not hop on over while you still can to the Grand Floridian and wish it a happy birthday.
Yay.
Be interesting to see if it's going to do anything special for its 30th.
I suppose, yeah. It is a significant birthday. Well, it is significant for when one turns something like 30, so it would be nice to think it had like a little, maybe ceremony or special cocktail of the day or something like that. Cupcake, yeah. Oh, come on, Disney, yeah. There must be a cupcake involved somewhere.
Yeah. More about the Grand Floridian later on in the show. So, Jane, let's talk a little bit of Disney news, because this week has been a bit of a flurry. See what I did there? A flurry of news articles connected to one or two little things that are coming in the future. Well, before we go on to those, had you seen the little bit of video that TMZ shared about the almost catastrophic incident at Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
I must admit, Michelle, I haven't yet seen the video as we record this. I've read a couple of the articles very briefly, but I haven't been able to do much diving into it myself. So does the video show us any better what actually happened?
From the looks of it, the ride vehicle had got to the teeter point, right at the top of the big drop, and it was just going down, and you can clearly see this 13-year-old guest out of vehicle onto the side, and then he sort of fell off the side and literally fell down the 50-foot drop into the pool at the bottom.
How did he get out?
Climbed.
But I don't. Was he not with an adult? Does an adult not stop him?
From the information that has been reported, it's unclear whether he fell, tumbled, or slid backwards, etc. One person, according to the article on TMZ, said that she saw the incident and the ride stopped immediately, but then resumed for several minutes so that other guests could get off the vehicles as they were going round. When she personally got off, there were 6 Disney security personnel and the mother and 2 children who were soaking wet. I do gather, as a precaution, they were taken to hospital and released later. There is no detail what punishment, if any, is going to happen to said guests, because normally, following something like that, if you are out of bounds, they do tend to say you're not welcome. But we will see. There will be more news, I am sure, about this as the story further evolves.
I am sure. I think that was my first thought, was how did this person get out, and what was it, an accident? Was it on purpose? And therefore, where does that leave them, and where does that leave Disney?
There's also been news from Disneyland as well, which was released initially by Jim Hill and Len Tester on their podcast, talking about the gas-powered vehicles, aka Autopia.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they're meant to be changing these, aren't they?
They are changing these, and it's explained very eloquently by the dynamic duo on their podcast. But basically, those vehicles are not going to be able to run on gasoline engines from the 1st of February 2027. So they will either close before then, or they will close on that date for their changeover into a more environmentally friendly version.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do, because obviously they're going to have to be electric powered, but are they going to keep the noise? Because obviously part of that attraction, as much as you and I may not like it, there is the smell element and there is the noise element that kind of adds to it all. So it'll be interesting to see whether they put in, fake smells, fake noises or whatever. Because I drive an EV and it's lovely to drive, but nobody can hear you coming.
I imagine there's two things they can do. Go down the electric route and totally celebrate it, and people in Disneyland around that area will rejoice at the lack of smell and the lack of noise. Or it will be gutted and transformed into something new, which I don't think is going to happen. But it could. You never know.
You see, one thing that I would love for my EV car to do is, do you remember the sound that the cars in the Jetsons used to make? That's what I'd like my car to make. So I'd like it to make space-agey sort of cartoony sounds. Could do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not selling it to you, am I, Michelle?
No, I thought you was going to say you would like your Autopia vehicle to drive you down Main Street and drop you off where you could pick up a chair or a doorway.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen though somehow.
No. Shame. It could be the ultimate smash-up of Sci-Fi Diner and Autopia, couldn't it?
Food while you drive.
Absolutely. Just like the good old home-style drive-in cinemas. We're not getting it though, are we?
No. Well, if any of these do happen, then I think it should be recorded for the record that the ideas were mine and yours to start off with, and we want recompense for them.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Christmas is a-coming, and as of recording today, on the 25th of June 2026, it is 6 months to Christmas. And
Yay!
Jane is my witness. I am sat here in my Christmas finery because I went to work today wearing my Christmas dress, drinking gingerbread iced lattes, and literally nobody at work got it. Even though my dress has snowmen, Santas, reindeers, it's very reminiscent of the esque of Elf.
Yeah, I must admit, I think it was the first words I said to you today when we hooked up to record this was, "Are you wearing something Christmassy there, Michelle?" Yes, it's very Burl Ives and that sort of 1960s era. I can see a little elf looking at me, holding a Prezi with a candy cane, and there's a Rudolph and a snowman wearing earmuffs. Am I being descriptive enough?
That's perfect. Everyone at work just thought I was wearing it to make myself feel cooler. And I said, no, it's 6 months to Christmas.
It's a good job it wasn't a suitably Christmassy, wintry thickness of material, Michelle. That's all I will say.
Well, I did have to debate whether I was going to wear the tea dress or the dungarees, and the dress won, hands down.
Yeah, we need a little bit of air conditioning in our clothing at the moment, don't we?
Yeah. So we have got Christmas a-coming, and Disney delighted us with all sorts of teasers, and then they dropped the news. So I'm going to start with Disneyland Paris, and World of Frozen will be joining in, and they will be having Disney Enchanted Christmas festivities from the 7th of November. And it shared a delightful picture of Anna and Elsa in a very Christmassy outfit.
Ooh.
So it's no longer going to be the summer's festival. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there.
Well, it's kind of prime, isn't it? I mean, you've got a whole land there that's covered in snow. Or, you know, if you know what I mean. It's kind of, it has a naturally Christmassy vibe.
Well, I must admit, guests to Disneyland Paris were wishing that snow was real this week because the temperatures soared so high in Europe. Numerous attractions in Disneyland Paris and Disney Adventure World were literally closed because of the soaring temperature and the risk to people having to queue up outside for said attractions. Character meets went. There was no parades. So the people who were there at this time, they have had a very modified experience. And it seems to me they have a lot of vloggers over there being hosted at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what they were actually able to do with the closure of some of these attractions.
Yeah. We're not coping with it very well, are we? The heat at the moment.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Jayne, you've got the information about Disney World, I believe.
Yeah, so Disney World have announced, obviously, again, with everything else going on. So we start November the 13th through to January the 6th. We've obviously got all of the usual lights and garlands and goodness knows what else is going to happen. There's obviously going to be the usual Mickey's, and they said not so scary. No, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party happening. There's also going to be Jollywood Nights over at Hollywood Studios. We have the usual holiday, International Festival holiday, over at Epcot. So all those fan favourites are coming back, as you would expect. I think we had a little reveal of some costumes for Mickey and Minnie over at Hollywood Studios in a different sort of colour scheme. We've got Minnie's Holiday Dine at Hollywood and Vine again. So, yeah, all kind of the usual stuff. Merry Menagerie over at Animal Kingdom. So, yeah, all the bits and bobs that you'd usually expect to see over at Disney World. We've got the Christmas tree stroll, that type of thing happening over at Disney Springs. So, lots of traditional sorts of fare happening. Do we want to go down Gingerbread Gate?
Well, we have heard that the gingerbread cottage, which many have adored, I think you've been to visit, I've been to visit, it's no more.
Yeah, so Grand Flow, it isn't happening. Now, it wasn't happening when I was there last year, and this was partly because some of those hotel lobby renovations were running quite late last year. And I think the reasoning they've given is because of the size of the lobby in comparison to what it has been in previous years. It isn't big enough to accommodate that size of gingerbread creation. So I think they said there's going to be lots of littler ones around the resort instead.
Yes, and it was very interesting, this announcement. For guests staying at the resorts or for those with valid dining reservations, the Disney Resorts collection offers a wide array of bright and merry holiday decor. What does that say to you, Jayne?
Well, I think it's open for debate, if I'm honest, Michelle. Is this just marketing wording to sell the stays at the Disney World hotels, or, which I think a lot of speculation out there is that they're trying to curtail resort hopping for people who are not staying on property or who do not have a valid dining reservation?
Yes. Bearing in mind what they've done with the buses, buses now at Springs, maybe this is the start of Disney sort of thinking, you know, our hotels are getting packed with people visiting and it's impacting on resort guests, and they are complaining that their lobbies and their premium they've paid to stay in these resorts, they're feeling they're not getting the value because of people that don't have a reservation, that don't have a dining, and they're just coming in to spend the time to wander around without putting money in the cash register.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of, looking at different bits and bobs I've seen today is one of the consensus opinions out there. And the other one is actually how, if that is the route that they're going down, could it just be temporary for the season? Because obviously lots of people do infiltrate. Like say, you're paying a premium because you're going at Christmas as well. So therefore, it's an aim to get resort guests happy. And the other thing is, how are they actually going to do this on a practical level? Does that mean that every hotel has got to have extra cast members to scan you in and out?
It's going to be interesting, and I'm going to really keep my eyes open when I'm there over the summer, because we are going to be meeting up with some friends who will be Florida locals with a Florida resident annual pass. But no, if we want to go and meet at a resort for a sort of quick serve, would they be able to get onto property with not having a hotel reservation and not having a dining reservation, because we're just going to do a quick service? Say, for example, Geyser Grill over at Wilderness Lodge.
Well, I suppose at the moment, as it all stands, they would pay to park at Magic Kingdom for argument's sake, and then get the appropriate transportation over to Wilderness Lodge. That's still happening at the moment. It's only from Disney Springs that any enforcement is coming in. So I think it's trying to encourage those that would park for free to go and park at a theme park where the parking capacity is there, and then do your whatever it is you're wanting to do from there.
Moving over to the other coast, Disneyland Parks offering. Well, it's no surprise that we are going to be having the Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort, the Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Yeah.
And this is always a must-do. Ride along, see what the cake is going to look like in the dining room, and see the beautiful decor. I am so excited for that. And I will actually get to be there at Christmas this year.
Yeah.
In fact, the way things are looking, we will be there on Christmas Day.
How amazing for you.
Well, what better way to spend Christmas Day than being in the happiest place on earth, going on It's a Small World, going on Haunted Mansion, and finding some delicious eats from Jolly Holiday.
Yeah, that's Michelle's big Christmas present this year.
Yeah, it's my present to me. So there'll also be a return to It's a Small World holiday, and as listeners will know, I love that Disneyland do this, because it just looks like It's a Small World has been ramped up by 1,000,000 to include everything glitter, everything fairy lights, and it just looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks very cool. I'd love to see that, to be fair. You know what big It's a Small World fan I am.
Yeah, so it's nice to see that's coming back again, and the exterior looks amazing, and the weather at that time of year in Anaheim is particularly enjoyable. So yeah, lots and lots to do and see over at Disneyland. Obviously, it's a slightly different vibe because of not having the Christmas parties over there, but there is still beautiful things to go and admire, such as beyond these attraction overlays, you can find little subtle areas throughout each land. So maybe there's a Skipper-inspired tree in Adventureland near to the exit of Jungle Cruise, maybe the odd little garland on Storybook Land canal boats, or you could even see a wreath or two on the back of some of the Main Street vehicles.
Plus you get the beautiful castle as well, Michelle.
Oh, the castle at Christmas. It's just, yeah, it's super magical, and I still need to do some very serious Disney maths to work out how many park days we are going to do. At the moment, it's possibly a DCA day or Disneyland day, but it may just do 2 Disneyland days and we might not do DC at all.
You got another 6 months, Michelle, because apparently we're halfway there. So to decide on what you want to do.
True, we are halfway there, and I am very thankful for that.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that is getting us in the UK through the upcoming days and weeks until we break up for summer, as in the education system breaks up for summer, is a good old Disney countdown. And as of recording, I'm at 48 days. Whoop, whoop.
Michelle's at 48 now. If Michelle can bear with me, I can go to my little phone and I can open my little appy app and I could share how... Oh, it's telling me it's Cool Kids Summer, apparently. Do I need to know that? Oh, you'll need to know that, won't you? I don't think I need to know that.
I am a cool kid.
You're a big kid, Michelle.
Yeah, true.
In the best possible way. I've got 94 days.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
It's all exciting. It's
It
getting
is.
to that point where I'm booking ADRs and thinking about which park I'm going to go into and thinking about strategies, whether I need to invest in a lightning lane to be able to get through some of the attractions, more so at Magic Kingdom. So we shall see as I put my plans together on what I'm intending to do. So far, I have made some dining reservations, Jane.
You have? Ooh.
And I intend to start my holiday in the best possible way.
Ooh, go on.
I am going for breakfast on my very first day
At
Topolino's Terrace.
Ooh. Top of the
I'm
Riviera.
so excited. Top of the Riviera. I am so excited. I really enjoyed the breakfast last time. I managed to snag a 7:30 a.m. reservation.
Oh, proper
It's our
breakfast
first
time.
day.
Proper breakfast
Yeah.
time.
So the plan is to get an Uber over there, eat, and then escape by doing a little bit of outlet shopping, a little bit of Walmart shopping, and then into the theme park for the evening.
Sounds like a plan, Michelle.
We've also got a reservation for Ogre's Cantina.
Michelle, you've booked Ogre's Cantina. I didn't realise what a big Star Wars fan you were.
No, but I'm married to one, and he's never been in Ogre's Cantina. So he said he really wanted to go to Ogre's Cantina. So having listened to Disney experts, thank you, Kat and Lewis, thank you, Jane and Simon, we managed to snag an 8:45 reservation for the evening at Ogre's. So by the time we will be leaving, the crowds will have left from Fantasmic, so we can have some wonderful fun and picture time leaving Hollywood Studios virtually on our own.
Yeah, which is what we did as well. And that was probably, ironically, that was probably the best bit about Ogre's Cantina, was just having that walk through Batu and out of the park with virtually nobody around us.
Although, I'll be honest, I might dump Tom at Ogre's and go over and watch Fantasmic and catch up with him later. We shall see.
Shh, Michelle.
Secret.
Okay, shh.
Well, it's not like I've not done it before, and I wasn't that impressed last time because the fuzzy tauntaun didn't fuzzy anything for me.
That feels like it needs some sort of parental guidance on that sentence, Michelle.
Those who've been, if you know, you know. But the fuzzy tauntaun is a beverage that when you drink it has a little bit of a unique sensation around the mouth area. I got nothing.
Oh dear. Well, maybe you need to try again.
Possibly so. So anyway, we booked Ogre's and I'm very excited with the reservation because, as I say, hubby's happy hubby. I just then get to do what I want to do because, of course, you know, if he's happy, I can then sneak off and do whatever I want to do. That'll make it more interesting. We also have a Geo 82 reservation.
Oh, well done.
8:20 p.m.
Ooh.
So methinks me will be in time to see fireworks.
Yeah, nice one.
So I tried to think about these timings. I've also got Beacon Barrel for lunch, and that's at
Nice.
1:45. So I kind of thought by the time we're coming out, everybody will be watching the parade, and I can do a very quick sneak into Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. Take advantage.
Yeah. And the GO82, I thought it'd be really sensible to do on a Saturday night because there's nothing worse than being in Epcot on a Saturday night because it's going to be so busy.
Yeah. Evenings on the weekend, Epcot. Lots of locals, very busy.
Yeah. So those are the plans I've made so far. I'm not sure of what else there is going to be. I think we're kind of leaning towards going to eat at Yak and Yeti. Yak
Oh.
and Yeti.
Mm.
So that's a reservation we have to make. But other than that, there isn't any. The first 5 nights we have prior to our cruise, we have dining plan,
Mm-hmm.
which is a quick service plan where we will get one quick service meal and a alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. So there's going to be quite a lot of Disney maths going on where Michelle works out where the most expensive meal is and plans her touring for the day around it.
I don't know, Michelle making the best use of her money. You can tell that she's a Yorkshire lass through and through.
Hey, you know what? Why am I going to go somewhere and pay $11.50 or not pay $11.50 for a cheap burger when I can go somewhere else and get a $19.50 meal and an alcoholic beverage?
Absolutely. Play the system.
100%. And I am a bit sulky that they don't include a refillable mug on this, but I think we'll be buying one. But sadly, when we move over to the Dolphin, they don't have refillable mugs there. So we will have to only go and visit the beach club or the yacht club or wherever.
It's an interesting one to get around, yeah.
We will, don't worry. That's basically it for this week's Disney Dream Girls podcast. We would like to thank everybody for listening along. I hope you've enjoyed our musings about what is going on in the world of Disney this week. Don't forget you can catch up more about our Disney driven lives over on Instagram at DisDreamGirls. You can also email us any questions, comments or queries, info@disneydreamgirls.com if you want to support the show financially. And we say a massive thank you to those of you who do Disney Dream Girls over on Patreon. And we thank you so much for supporting our show. And our supporters on Patreon will always get our podcast without adverts. Anyway, until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.